Good afternoon, 13-year-olds. I'm back with another college football Battle Pass Ultimate Team Coin Fortnite gameplay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to enter to win 3,000 college football Fortnite Ultimate Team Battle Pass coins. Alright. The most hyped up sports game of my entire life has finally arrived. And I couldn't resist. I purchased College Football 25, partially because I wanted to put my opinions out there, but also I'm genuinely excited for this game. Now, first, before I get into my opinions, I should say that this isn't for the competitive players and the teenagers that play this game for 10 hours a day, alright? I'm a 26-year-old aging man, a father of 2 growing boys. I work full-time. I got shit going on, man. I'm not a big-time gamer anymore. Not saying I don't play the games at all, because I do. But generally, I just stick to the older games, and then I yell out my window at the kids outside, telling them to get off my lawn. Anyways, and then I argue with people about politics. But I'm not sitting here grinding for Ultimate Team coins. I'm not watching YouTube videos to try and figure out how to play the game or what cheese plays are out there. I'm an old man. I'm very casual. So I find that this video will be most useful for that kind of audience that remembers the glory days of the NCAA 06 and that type of shit, because we like to stew in the past. But let's start with EA Sports, alright? I know they're terrible. You know they're terrible. The entire world fucking hates EA Sports. But people are so goddamn excited for this game that it doesn't matter. Everyone has turned that off and has turned a blind eye to the EA Sports antics. And, you know what? It's pretty clear that they put a lot of effort into this game. And that should not go overlooked. Alright, you can't be mad at anyone for having a good time. And I can appreciate the people that enjoy this game. And in a way, I do too. From a graphical standpoint, this is the best looking sports game I've ever seen in my life. I've seen clips of this game, and sometimes I almost can't tell if it's real or not. The lighting is that outstanding. The beginning cutscenes are fucking awesome, although they do get kind of old quickly if you're using the same team in a dynasty mode. It doesn't really switch up. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. And also, we're still missing little details, like the fans leaving if the game is a blowout. You know, things like that. Those little immersion things that were part of the glory days on the 360 and PS2 era. But that's pretty much been exiled from all video games because you can't turn it into microtransactions anymore. So, another thing I noticed, if you look at the crowd, there are 0 fat fans. They always pan to the crowd, and they look pretty realistic, but there's no obese fans. And if you ever watch a real football game, when the camera pans to the crowd after a commercial break or after a touchdown, at least half the people are fucking obese. So, you know, EA Sports could've, I don't think anyone would have been offended. But, whatever. Sometimes in this game, when the plays work well, it looks very real to life. And that's awesome. And that's when the game is at its best. Those out routes sometimes look great. It's very fast paced. The run game feels like you have a lot of control. Definitely arcadey. And, the passing system. And I get that it's the future, but to me, it's not perfect, and it's kind of hard to learn. So I'm back to the classic passing system, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But when you play with different teams and against different teams, you could definitely feel it. All right, you play with a bad team, you're going to you're going to feel that. And a lot of people were worried. They were worried that this was just going to be a Madden reskin. And, you know, it's still on the Frostbite engine. And that's the worst part. I get it. It makes it look incredible. But if you look back to those Xbox 360 titles, those later ones, the games had the ragdoll physics. We had all sorts of different tackles and ball physics. Every play was different, sort of. And sometimes the receiver would just fucking moss a couple of defenders. And although it technically wouldn't be fair in a competitive scene, it makes it more fun because it had the element of randomness that real sports have. So, if you want to play a game that's true to life, I reckon you'll probably be disappointed with this game. But if you're okay with more of a chess match style of game, you know, it's not bad. It's a pretty fun game. There's great graphics. There's a lot to like. But it still doesn't have physics. Alright? And I know when they talk about physics, or EA Sports has talked about physics, but if you watch the gameplay, you see the same animations we've seen in Madden over the past 5 years, over and over and over. Alright, if you got a player running a route towards the middle of the field, sometimes the corner will just fucking snap off of a different receiver because he's got eyes in the back of his head just to pick you off. So, you know, that still happens. Not trying to be a complete hater here, but there's still fun to be had in this game. Especially if you sit there and you play Dynasty, offense only in particular. I find that quite enjoyable. And, you know, if Team Builder ever comes to the game, I know they said it's coming, but it ain't there yet. So there's EA Sports doing their thing again where they say it's in the game, you buy the fucking game, you play it early for a couple days because you spent $100, and the best part, it ain't even there. They say it's coming, but it ain't there yet. I guess they're going to give an update on the 19th, so as of right now, that would be tomorrow. To be honest with you, my fear is that people are so excited that a college game is here that people are just going to glaze the fuck out of EA Sports and tell them the game is perfect, which appears to be the common consensus. EA has won public opinion with College Football 25. And listen, I'm not trying to sound like the Ryan Moody type or those other guys that make like 12 videos a day just trying to talk about how terrible the game is. But EA is getting fucking glazed crazy right now, and I think people need to relax. Alright, it's decent, but it ain't that good. It's alright. It's mid. It is effectively mid, as the kids would say. I'm too old to be saying mid. But since EA Sports has clearly won with this title, they have defeated the naysayers, at least in the court of public opinion. This game isn't going to change for years. Alright, they know, those suits know they got a winning formula. So, honestly, for me, I could give a fuck less if a great football game ever comes out again. I'm too old. I'm not gonna wait years and years. I'll be sitting here playing my older games if I have to, and every once in a while I'll hop onto the College Football 25. But, you know, I'll be honest with y'all, this was just a big charade so we could talk about the situation with Donald Trump.